100%. And it noted that almost everything that Serbia produces comes from the Smederevo Steel Company, which is owned by a Chinese state-owned enterprise. And this article details some of the history, which people who claim that China is being exploitative and all this Western propaganda, they conveniently leave out this part of the history. So after the destruction of Yugoslavia, this NATO war, and the privatization of previous state-owned companies after the end of socialism in Yugoslavia, this steel plant was bought up by the U.S. corporation U.S. Steel in 2003. And U.S. Steel pledged to invest $150 million in modernization after buying it for $23 million. However, the development declined. The U.S. company did not invest sufficiently. And instead, in 2012, U.S. Steel sold the company back to the government of Serbia for $1. They were just getting rid of it, writing it off their balance sheet because at that point they considered it useless. So in other words, this U.S. company bought what had previously been a productive steel plant and basically destroyed its capabilities and then gave it back to the Serbian government. And then the Serbian government spent years trying to find foreign investors because it lacked the capital needed in order to invest. And of course, if the government had sufficient capital, it could and it should honestly invest and provide these good jobs, high quality jobs for Serb workers. But instead, the Serbian government was looking for foreign investors, and it asked American and Dutch companies, and they refused to do it. So in 2016, as part of the Belt and Road Initiative, Serbia asked China, and China's state-owned enterprise agreed to buy the company for 46 million euros. And then over the next 2 years, China invested 300 million US dollars in building up the plant, which is what made it one of the fastest growing steel producers in the world by 2018. And this article in this financial website noted that this Serbian steel factory is on track to become the most competitive steel mill in Europe. When the Chinese took it over in 2016, it generated a loss of 130 million euros in 1 year. So the Serbian government was losing money just keeping this in operation to prevent it from shutting down, because if it shut down, it would be almost impossible to bring it back in operation. And then all of these people in this depressed area in Serbia would lose their jobs. So instead, when this Chinese state-owned enterprise took it over, by the end of 2016, it had gone from losing 130